Hi Liz. This is video number 2 about reciprocal roles.
Reciprocal roles. And I'm Liz McCormick.
I'm Steve Potter.
So Steve, we started talking yesterday about the development of reciprocal roles. So do you want to come in with the explanation of Michael Lehmann's contribution?
So as far as we got the idea that Tony Ryle, using Kelly's grid, got the idea of reciprocal positioning, that there was a kind of loving to loved, attacking to hurt.
Yes.
And it was almost like a dance, that if somebody was doing something towards you, you would be pulled into joining the dance,
Yes.
but you were empathically understanding both ends of the dance. This
Yes.
seems to be the key contribution. And I think, is it right, Michael Lehmann said, this version you've got of object relations, making these psychoanalytic ideas more clear in cognitive terms, is very like Vygotsky, the Russian psychologist that Michael Lehmann, being in Finland and a Finnish psychologist, was very close to because of the nearness of the Russian influence.
Yes. He brought that depth of understanding to sign-mediated language and the anticipation always of the opposite role.
And this key phrase seems to become a central mantra of Cat. And indeed, one might say now that Cat is, above anything else, a Vygotskian approach, because the key idea for Vygotsky is what the child can do with the help of the mother or the parent or the teacher today, she or he will do on her own tomorrow. In other words, the process of internalization is from outside, from the joint interpersonal activity to inside. And the mind is formed through social interaction.
Yes. And that we absorb both roles. We absorb the role from other, so we often anticipate that role being played out in our lives, but we also absorb the other role, and that has a self-to-self component as well. So there's three positions.
What others do to me, I internalize and start rehearsing. A bit like the example playing with a doll or playing with toys, I start having that external conversation or an interaction, a symbolic, meaningful activity with myself. I give voice to it internally. But then this key bit for understanding how problems are perpetuated, and it's a key bit to psychoanalytic and to Cat understanding, is I then pull others, I elicit from others the reciprocal role patterns that I've internalised, because they're the only dance I can only do with others, the dances
that I've already done. And that some dances are very restricting, attacking in relation to attacked, hurting in relation to hurt, people with violent backgrounds, and then others, you could say, are more common, more fluid.
Yes, and then as the Cat model develops, and the Vygotskian idea develops, that we will, so to speak, internalise the social interactions of our early experience. They will be the building blocks of self. We will then reproduce them in our interactions with the world. This becomes a kind of structuring process, and we can be impoverished or enabled. We can have an enabling rich mix of reciprocations, and we can have is it worth talking about the idea that we can have levels? We can have very micro kind of reciprocal roles, like brushing our teeth carefully and thoroughly, and a more mega reciprocal role, looking after our health or taking pride in our self.
Yes, that's right. And the other bit we're going to say more about in another video is that these are learned, and so the theory always been is that because they're learned, they can be unlearned. Some are more rigid than others, some are more stubborn than others, but now we know about neural plasticity, we also know that.
But in a lovely adaptation of Vygotsky's phrase, what the child will do with the parent today, they'll do on their own tomorrow, Tony Ryle made the point that what the child doesn't do today, they won't be able to do tomorrow. So if you've never been helped to be cross or to be caring or to be compassionate to yourself, you won't have internalised that reciprocal role.
That's right.
And it exists as a gap.
Yes, until revised.
Or developed or internalised.
Good. Thank you.